Hi, everyone. I'm Chow, CTO and founder of Mobilize. So before we get started, let's take a quick poll. By show of hands, how many people in here are running Android? All right, great. Quite a few of you. I'll assume everybody else here is running iOS. No offense to BlackBerry and Windows folks. So by another quick show of hands, how many people have heard of stage fright? A lot less of us. OK. So the thing that's interesting about stage fright is it's an interesting class of malware. And I wanted to show you how quickly and easily it can affect your device. Can we play the video, please? So what you're going to see here is MMS being sent to a device where the MMS doesn't even actually have to be opened for the attack to occur. It can take place completely in the background, where it acquires root within seconds. It can actually delete itself so that the user actually doesn't know that they've even been hacked and rooted and compromised. So of the folks that just raised their hands running Android, I suspect some of you actually may have already been owned by stage fright. So why does this occur? Fundamentally, the class of vulnerabilities that when we look at, for example, Android, these classes of vulnerabilities require the systems to be patched for them to be closed. It's not so simple to have an Android device in particular to be resolved and addressed and patched. It can take years, and in some cases, in most of these devices, the vulnerabilities never get patched. I was actually at a session yesterday where a speaker from Verizon talked about how 99.9% of all the exploited devices out there occurred due to unpatched vulnerabilities. So here are some examples, a long history of major vulnerabilities hacking to Android, and as recently as this month, Wi-Fi bugs inside of Qualcomm and Broadcom Wi-Fi chips. You can be at a Wi-Fi hotspot. Someone can send you Wi-Fi packets on that hotspot, and you will be hacked. And the fundamental reason why this keeps happening over and over again, across the years here you see, is that new software, new features keep coming out. And when you develop new software, guess what happens? You have new vulnerabilities. In fact, 2015 was the highest level of vulnerabilities in the history of Android, more than the last 5 years combined. It's not just Android. iOS is a victim as well. 2015 was also the highest year of vulnerabilities for iOS ever. So let's talk about the attack surface on mobile. The fundamental thing about what Android, Google, and iOS, Apple have done is they've done an excellent job protecting the App Store. So applications now as a source of malware is actually quite low. And there's other cases where there's security applications out there that also will protect against malware in the form of email attachments and file downloads. The problem is that it's not the downloads that's the problem. It's actually all the other ways into your device. So your device actually has quite a wide attack surface. Emails and MMS, I can send you an email link to a stage fright URL. And again, within seconds, your device could be hacked. There's also the case of phishing and other web-based attacks. Folks that are using the browser on their mobile device, how easy is it to see the URL on there? Well, if you can't see the URL, it's really difficult to know that you're actually being phished. So the other forms of access into the network consist of other network interfaces. And perhaps the most important network interface is Wi-Fi. So when you're on a Wi-Fi device, that's taking probably about 50, in some cases 70% of your traffic. So Wi-Fi is perhaps the most interesting place that attacks take place. And you may actually be joined to a Wi-Fi network right now that actually may not be the real Wi-Fi network you expect to be joined. Your packets right now and your login sessions may be hijacked by somebody else in that same Wi-Fi network. So how do we address this issue? Fundamentally, going forward, we need to protect the entire perimeter of the device. All of the ways that data can get in and out of your device. And one of the important things about how we're going to deal with this problem going forward is let's take a history lesson from the PC era. Because if we don't know our history, we're doomed to repeat it. We need faster patching on the devices. Apple's working on that quite well. Google's going to eventually bring that to the market. But unfortunately, that still takes months. What we need are real applications, real security applications that protect against all the different ways data can get in and out of your device. And once we have those real security applications that can protect the entire perimeter, we can empower users to protect themselves. Don't need to rely on the devices, the OSs, and the networks to do that for us because they're not doing it. Thank you.